One of my most frequently asked questions is what Kingdom Hearts game do I personally find the best, or what Kingdom Hearts game do I actually dislike the most? A year back, I listed my favorites, and not too long ago, I listed my most disliked entry into the franchise. However, since then the channel has a whole new abundance of new faces, so I thought I'd use this video to list every single Kingdom Hearts game from worst to best based off my own personal opinion. Please note that I do not believe that there is a single Kingdom Hearts game that is quote-unquote terrible. Well, apart from Kingdom Hearts V-Cast, but that's a whole nother story in itself. Let's get on with the video. Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories as well as Chain of Memories. As many of you know, this is my most disliked Kingdom Hearts game out of the bunch. This mainly stems from the gameplay as it's so different in comparison to the other installments. Chain of Memories used a card-based battle system rather than the usual action combat system. For me personally, a big reason why I love Kingdom Hearts so much is because it has very enjoyable gameplay, and it's a truly awesome action RPG game. Chain of Memories stayed away from that feel by introducing the cards. It wasn't all bad, however, the gameplay still had that reminiscent feel of the normal Kingdom Hearts gameplay still in there, with the use of the slates and different abilities, which was great. Building strong and successful decks was also very satisfying, as well as collecting strong value cards. However, the story in Chain of Memories was most definitely its strong point, as it acted as a bridge between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and we got to learn more about the other Organization 13 members like Luxine, Lexius, Zexion, and Marluxia, who is also my personal favorite Organization 13 member. It was also very interesting learning more about Naminé as well, as she is quite an important Kingdom Hearts character. Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. In terms of a Kingdom Hearts game using the usual gameplay formula and not being all that great, it has to be Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. 358 over 2 days was the last Kingdom Hearts game to use the normal combat system similar to that of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. However, it just didn't really feel right. The biggest problem I had with this game was the idling, because there was so much of it. There were so many text bubble dialogue cutscenes in this game, and the recon missions nearly killed me. It felt like an absolute chore having to do them, and if Square Enix wanted to capture that feeling of slaving for the Organization 13, well, they most certainly did it. The bosses in this title have to be some of the most annoying out of the series. Bosses like Leechgrave, Ruler of the Skies, and the Emerald Serenade were absolute headaches to kill. What kept me playing this game was most certainly its story, because it was extremely good. I loved being able to learn about each of the different Organization 13 members and learn more about the untold story of Roxas. The relationship between Roxas, Xion, and Axel is one of the greatest friendships out of the series, and the ending of the game definitely made me shed a few tears. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Recoded is definitely a popular disliked Kingdom Hearts game when it comes down to it, but for me I actually really enjoyed it. The strong point about this game was its gameplay, as it was super fast paced and very exhilarating, and quite similar to that of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep's gameplay, as it used the command deck system. Recoded also had a very fun to use leveling system, which was the stat matrix, which actually gave the player to create his or her own character build, whether you want more resistances, more strength, more defense, more magic damage in a certain element, etc. Although it's quite simple and straightforward, it has to actually be one of the best leveling systems in the series. The big downfall of Recoded was definitely its story, as it was almost irrelevant before 2.5 came out. A lot of what you're doing in Recoded almost feels pointless at times, and a lot of players usually ask the question, why are we actually doing this? Like, what's the point? 2.5 added two very important cutscenes into Kingdom Hearts Recoded that links to Kingdom Hearts Key, and another cutscene that will eventually link up with Kingdom Hearts 3, which made its relevance to the series all the more better. Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Dream Drop Distance acts as the bridge between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3. The story for me was actually very good, and by the end of the game you can definitely feel the tension growing, as Kingdom Hearts 3 is just on the horizon. What I didn't enjoy all that much was probably Sora throughout the story of the game, as he was kind of, well, stupid in this title. However, that's really only a minor nitpick. The gameplay of Dream Drop Distance is actually very enjoyable, as it uses the command deck system that, obviously, Birth by Sleep introduced. Dream Drop Distance introduced a new twist to combat, which is flow motion. This meant that we could easily maneuver around the environment and reach all sorts of corners of the level. This gave Square Enix the chance to make the world spaces pretty expansive, which was nice. The only downfall to that is that there isn't much detail filled into these large spaces due to the hardware limitations. The combat of flow motion was very useful to use as it gave you an array of different attacks depending on if you bounced off a wall, grinded on a rail, or spun around a pole. Many say that these attacks are broken as you can perform them as much as you like. The party system in this game was also quite fun, as this time around you get to have 2 Dream Eaters fight by your side. Dream Eaters are also the way you unlock different commands and abilities, and this system was great as it meant that the player had to level up and collect most of the Dream Eaters if they wanted the best abilities. Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 1 was the game that started it all, and it definitely deserves a higher placement. Although it's not number 1, Kingdom Hearts 1 was definitely a great title in the franchise, and for many of us, it was our first ever Kingdom Hearts game. The whole concept behind Kingdom Hearts is to bring a Final Fantasy-esque universe and Disney together, to create something special, and indeed they did. The amount of positivity that came out of Kingdom Hearts 1 was incredible, and of course it's now grown into the long franchise we know of it today. The combat of Kingdom Hearts 1 is the base formula of all of the games. However, the combat in number 1 was a bit slow and did feel a bit clunky, but that's really only comparing it to the other titles, so it did pretty good for itself for a first installment. The story of the game was actually done really well by including the Disney World stories amazingly into the ongoing story of Kingdom Hearts. I love the story and lore behind the Disney Princesses of Heart, and it was clear to see that Square Enix had mastered this crazy yet ingenious collaboration. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep tells the story of before Sora, Riku, and Kairi's time, and is probably the best story out of the game so far. Although it's a sad tale, Birth by Sleep's story was fantastic and answered many lingering questions like how Sora, Kairi, and Riku have Keyblades, Xehanort's purpose revealing the true villain, and explaining partially about the Keyblade War and Kingdom Hearts itself. Birth by Sleep also had excellent gameplay as it introduced the command deck system, command styles, and the ability to meld commands and powerful attacks. The attacks were very flashy and were fun to use. It was also a breath of fresh air being able to play as 3 different new and important characters in the series, which gave the franchise a bit of a twist as it steered away from playing mainly as Sora. The Mirage Arena was also a fantastic multiplayer addition to the game by adding in a wave-based co-op objectives, PvP Keyblade battles, racing minigames, and a strategic command board minigame as well. Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 is without a doubt the best game in the franchise, and many of you can probably agree. This is the game I spent most of my childhood playing, and I hold it very, very close to my heart. To start off, Kingdom Hearts 2 has the best gameplay out of all of the games, and I think of it as the true definitive experience when it comes to the raw Kingdom Hearts gameplay. It did everything Kingdom Hearts 1 did, but then took it to a whole new level. The speed of the gameplay became a bit faster, Sora felt more controllable, abilities were, well, more improved, summons were better this time around, and limit attacks were a fantastic addition by allowing Sora to team up with an array of different Disney characters to perform unique special attacks. Dry forms were also a big reason why I loved the gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 2 because they were insanely badass. Being able to wield 2 Keyblades at once was incredible, and I love the differences between all of the forms that we got to play as they all have different and unique gameplay styles to them. The story of Kingdom Hearts 2 was also pretty well done. Starting off the game, we play as an unknown character, which we later on find out is Roxas. It was also very enjoyable learning about the Nobodies, and it was definitely cool to see that obviously, Square Enix added in a new enemy variant, which was the Nobodies. Xemnas was also a badass antagonist as well, and the final fight with him is one of the coolest moments in the series. I also enjoyed how the story made us visit the different Disney worlds twice this time around instead of the usual 1 visit per Disney world. This definitely gave me the sense of each world being more and more important to the ongoing story and progression of the game. The final mixed version of Kingdom Hearts 2, which for the longest time was only available to Japan, added a whole new array of different things to do, like the data battles, which allowed us to verse every last one of the Organization 13 members. It added in a new secret boss, which is now one of the hardest bosses in the franchise, as well as a ton of cool new additions. Well guys, that is it. Those are my Kingdom Hearts games in order from worst to best. I know that you guys have been sort of asking for something like this for the longest time now, so there it is. Hopefully I explained it good enough for you guys and my reason behind why they have the certain placements that they do. What are your favorite Kingdom Hearts games or worst Kingdom Hearts games in order? Be sure to list that in the comment section below. And until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.